Eyeballs and jokes.
All right, welcome back to episode number 3 of the Eye Pokes and Head Chokes Dark Side Thoughts. We're here again with Mr. Alex, myself, Mr. Cooler, because I'm taking Mr. back because it's for me now. We got Tab.
I never said otherwise before.
I know. Interrupt my whole introduction. Thank you.
You don't like it, right?
I don't like it. We have Tab here for the 3rd time today. And we have our guy E.
Little E.
Damn.
I would not say that.
But that's what comes up at the bottom anyway, so whatever.
I don't do that editing, so don't blame me. I just talk. So we're gonna go over episode number 4, Dark Side of the Ring. Brawl For All.
Technically number 3. Technically, yeah.
That's their 4th episode.
Third story.
Third story. Yeah, let's go with that. Yeah.
But still technically 4th episode. So where do we start? I don't know. Sam laughing at us all correcting each other.
I mean,
I don't know where to start.
It was pretty. It's not that it was like crazy like the other shit that we've seen, like the Chris Benoit or the shit after that, the New Jack. It's not like in terms of pure craziness. It didn't have anything that was mind-boggling, insane, like Tiger King levels, like we talked about, like with New Jack and shit.
Did you just say mind-boggling?
Mind-boggling. Pay attention. And then
you don't get the reference. That's cool.
And then on top of that, like it wasn't anything crazy, but at the same time, like when you think of the scope of what you were being told and the stupidity behind the reasoning for certain things, you're just like, you kind of fucked up a lot of people's careers.
Yep.
For no reason, literally no reason at all.
Right? You know, it's 3 against 1.
Because you're a piece of shit.
No.
Okay.
I mean, actually, yeah, the reasoning, obviously, but the match, the idea itself wasn't a bad idea.
It wasn't a bad idea.
It wasn't a bad idea.
It wasn't a bad idea. But
you just didn't vet the competitors.
And it's not even that on top of that. I mean, that's one major thing, but the other thing, like, my thing is, like, was it an MMA thing? Was it boxing? Like, you didn't clarify exactly what it was supposed to be. If you were just going to fight, just boxing style, fine. Like, I would understand that. But you have takedowns in the shit. You have motherfuckers tearing their ACLs, their hamstrings straight up. Like, people's heads hitting the ropes as they get knocked out. Like, nothing was safe about it, which was the major concern about it to begin with. So it just, a lot of it, like I said, I understand what Vince Russo was trying to do. Somebody on the outside coming in, trying to shake shit up for the Monday Night Wars on top of that and all that stuff. Like, I get it. Was it necessary? No, absolutely not.
And also we have to think, like, not that it was definitely not big at the time, but UFC was starting as well. UFC had a couple of shows as well. And, like, they were not a thought at the moment. I'm sure they weren't a thought, but it was somewhat of a thought because even Tank Abbott was popping up in WCW. So I'm sure it was a slight thought, but it wasn't that monumental. It was more so, like you said, the Monday Night Wars. And it's just trying to keep things fresh. So I do get that, but it's some points where Russo is right, like you said, and some points where he was, I don't want to say wrong, but
he was fucking dead wrong.
But
come on,
we're gonna go with both Vinces. Both Vinces were wrong.
Obviously, because Vince was the one that okayed it to begin with. Like, he's the most wrong in this.
Ratchet, when it didn't make sense, was just frustrating.
Yeah.
Like if the idea, right? Because the whole idea of this, in a way, was to push Dr. Death, right? Was to build up a program between him and Stone Cold. And instead, you have him get knocked out, get injured, and his career is over. Like, I feel like for all of that, you could have had him go up against certain superstars or like have him attack a superstar, have him feud with that person, win the feud, and then eventually lead into a rivalry.
Have a regular setup.
Yeah, exactly. Part of it should have been part of it should have been fixed as opposed to how real they wanted to keep it. Part of it should have been fixed, even down to like the end where, well, not the end. I think it was the semifinals where Bart actually fought against
Dr. Death.
Dr. Death. Like they should have let him know, as opposed to making Bart feel like shit.
Like, yo, take the knee. Like, take the knee. Like, take the L.
Yeah, that was the semifinal.
They weren't telling him to take the L, but they just didn't believe him.
No, but that's what I'm saying. That's what he's saying. They should have told him to take the L in order for their vision and their story to like actually take place, because he said it after the whole thing, like, yo, you cost the company $5 million by having Dr. Death get knocked the fuck out, get hurt, tear ACL and a hamstring. Like, what do you mean you don't get that?
I don't know. I get that part. I don't put that on Russo.
It's on both Vinces, like you said, because he okayed it.
Yeah, it's on everyone involved, and it's also on everyone else who Russo actually called the Stooges. Well, who we all know are the Stooges. Like, come on, you're going back. You're antagonizing this man. That's their fault. They fucked that shit up. That's on them. That's on them more than it is on Russo, because he's just saying the way he was speaking, he said, don't feel bad when I knock him out. Oh, okay, yeah, you're gonna knock him out. Okay. What do you mean don't feel bad? What do you mean?
And you can't be mad at Bart too, because he's thinking like, okay, like he said it. He's like, main event status, I get main event money, you know, I want to elevate myself.
Exactly. If this is real,
do it.
Yeah, so if they're pitching it as legitimate
himself as well.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's their fault. If they're pitching it as legitimate, whoever wins. Fuck it.
But my thing is the whole thing was based on the audacity that Bradshaw had to say and stuff in the ring, and like not in the ring, in the back and whatever, and then the audacity of not only Bradshaw but of Vince Russo saying, you know what, I just want to see him get knocked out. That's literally why the whole tournament was made. Yeah. Because he wanted to see Bradshaw get knocked out.
The whole motivation for that was
he was in the finals.
So that's honestly, it's some selfish shit to actually make in terms of a whole tournament where a shitload of people got hurt when they shouldn't have to begin with, lost time, lost pay, had a lot of medical issues, and
that wasn't already not getting paid.
One fucking guy get knocked out. That wasn't worth it. You put that face, but it's not worth it.
It's not worth it.
But not it's like for your own, honestly, it's for your own personal amusement. That's kind of.
Oh no!
It's funny like, as fuck though.
If you're that much of an asshole that you would be like, all right, he got hurt. So what? He's still in the shit. I still want to see him get knocked out. And you know, I mean, at the end of the day, he did end up getting knocked out in like the first fucking round, like the first 30 seconds, which was probably what happened.
But Bradshaw lasted. JBL lasted to the final, which is the craziest part. That he's the reason why, and the payout was the fucking end of it for Russo. The payout for Russo was the end of it. So he fucked up all of these people's careers and lives, and got his payout at the end. And it's still like the most he feel bad about is how he was knocked out because he was shaking.
The funny thing about the whole thing is that the only two wrestlers that actually had something come out of it good afterwards were Bradshaw and the Godfather. That's literally it. Everybody. What do you mean?
What did the Godfather get out of it?
But I mean, like in terms of being on TV and whatever, like he, after being Papa Shango, after being in Nation Domination, like this was the next thing to like elevate them. So like after all of this, he still went on to play his favorite character, which he said so in the show, saying that like he got to be a pimp. He got to, mind you, after being the asshole bouncer that would slap the shit out of pimps.
Oh my God, he had a haymaker of a
shit to me. Yeah, if you could slap somebody so hard,
he said he was knocking people out.
Yeah,
exactly.
That shit is crazy.
The fact that JBL was a bully even in the 90s is great. It's bad. But like, how the fuck can you still be a bully after that? How can you still be a bully after getting knocked out and still being?
Brock Lesnar got knocked out.
This is true. Yeah, you don't stop being an asshole.
All the time. People get knocked. There's a difference between being a bully and being an asshole or just getting knocked out. Like, the thing is, yeah, even your favorite motherfucker to talk about in boxing for some reason, that idiot, what's his name? The one that tries to be like Mayweather, Broner. When he got knocked the fuck out, he said, "Oh, I didn't lose." Nigga,
no, when he got knocked out, he did not stay for the interview afterwards. That's what happened.
No, but then there was a time where he blatantly lost, got his ass fucking reamed cleanly by a boxer, all 12 rounds, and he was just like, "No, I didn't lose." Like,
no, I didn't win. I didn't lose.
Where? What? You see, it's that type of mentality. It's that type of mentality to keep that shit going. And don't get me wrong, it takes a strong mentality to keep that shit going, to like psych yourself out, to be like, "Oh, so what if that shit happened? I'm still the shit." So like when you apply that to Bradshaw, it's like, yeah, you got knocked the fuck out, but who gives a fuck? Like, to him, he'd be like, yeah, whatever. Like, yeah, so what? I still fuck you up. Like,
and also after you get knocked out like that, you can take some time off. Like, I just don't understand why Bart was not big. Like, they could have still pushed him.
Bart was, what's this dude from AEW?
He had the look.
What's this dude from AEW? Bart is Kenny's partner.
Nakazawa?
No.
Oh.
Kinda.
He's not Hangman Page.
Ishii? Kinda.
No, he's not.
No, if you equate what they had to back in the day, like Bart Gunn had that Hangman style of shit. That's the only reason why I'm equating to it. I'm not saying that Hangman isn't any good. Hangman is probably leaps and bounds a million times better than Bart ever was.
I know you're not saying that part.
But the thing is, like, I know that, but in terms of pushing and whatever, like, they were kind of stuck in the same mid-card scene. You know what I mean? Like,
so make him double champ at least. Ooh. Give him a mid-card title.
Ooh.
Give him Bart. Give him a mid-card title. Give him a run instead of just sending.
He knocked out Dr. Death.
Whose fucking fault is that?
It's Russo's.
No, it's not. It's not completely Russo's fault.
It's everybody's fault.
Yes, it is. So take the blame for it. Don't get mad at fucking Bart.
I'm not mad at Bart. Bart did what he had to do. Bart walked in and said, "All right, motherfucker, I'm gonna knock him out." Like I said I would. He did, which good for him. But at the same time, it's just the problem is, like, I kind of want to go back and watch it, even though I don't have to, because like they have most of the clips that you actually need to see in the thing. But I'm sure they have the Brawl for all in the WWE Network and whatever.
They should. I want to watch the PCO match. Carl Ouellet, that's PCO. Mm-hmm. With the one eye, I want to see that.
Oh yeah, that's PCO.
That's PCO.
Yeah.
I want to see if he actually. I want to know if he actually still can't see through one eye, which I doubt now. But
maybe.
But yeah, you can't. You just can't mamby-pamby the shit. Like that was my favorite line. I love Cornette for that. That's it.
Cornette is. I mean, he does have these amazing zingers and one-liners. I'm not gonna lie about it. Some of the shit he says, like while I was watching it, like when I didn't see a lot of it, but like I had it playing like while I was in the shower, just but like my phone was outside, so I was just listening to a lot of it. And when they would get to the fighting parts, like I would look. But whenever he would say shit, I didn't even have to look at it to get his facial reactions, because I knew how he would be. And like the insane amounts of fury from 0 to 17 he would go to would be hilarious. But he was never lower
than 5. Like I said, he was never lower than 5. He's an angry old man.
Yes. No, he was an angry man, period. Not even an angry old man, because back then he was still old, or not even old, middle road. So they were both 50 something now. They're both 57. Now. That's 20 years ago. They were like 30 something. So like,
you should know better.
That's middle of the pack. You know what I mean? And the thing is, like, I always find the animosity between the two of them are hilarious. Like, he threatened to fucking kill him over wrestling, and then like when Vince Russo was like, "Yeah, I don't understand," blah blah, and like he started mimicking him, like, "Oh yeah, he didn't know. Why does he want to kill me?" Like that shit was hilarious. Like,
wrestling.
Yeah,
wrestling's my life.
But
I want to know the top 5 things that Russo has done to piss off Cornette. Top 5.
Oh, that's like that's top. That's probably number 1 to be honest.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
Obviously.
But I want to know more.
David Arquette probably too.
Number 2 is Vince Russo being Vince Russo. That's number 2 for sure. Number 3 is probably like you said, David Arquette. If anything, but no, yeah, like it's just the animosity is hilarious. Like I would just love to put them both together in the room and just record, just hit record without any sound. I wouldn't care.
Well, that was supposed to be a table for 3, I believe. Once upon a time.
Oh,
okay.
It was supposed to be, and they just said no, it can't happen.
Yeah,
table for 3.
Because Vince Russo would be dead.
I think Jim Ross at the time. Either Jim Ross or Brother Love, who's Bruce Pritchard. Somebody, I don't know. It's a one of the
more entertaining with Jim Ross, no?
The funny thing is, Vince Russo sounds like a fucking. If you just hear Vince, if you don't know who Vince Russo is, and you hear him talk, you're like, oh, douchebag immediately.
He just sounds like he never cares.
Yeah, he has that. I don't give a fuck. This isn't my fault. It's not my problem. Douchery
sounds
about.
Like a native New Yorker.
I think he's Jersey.
He sounds like Jersey.
I think he's from Long Island.
That counts as Jersey.
That's Jersey. That's Jersey.
I have family in Long Island, but that should technically count as Jersey. If it takes me more than an hour to get there by train, it's fucking Jersey. But not like it's he just sounds like fucking.
They had some really good guys in the tournament too. That's the most fucked up part.
Yeah, and the one thing that Jim Ross said that hit perfectly, he was like, nobody got over. Everybody lost. Nobody got over at all.
Nobody knew what the fuck they were doing. Even the refs had no idea.
They had people scoring ringside that didn't know what they were scoring. Yep. They had the ref that didn't know what the fuck to do or how to break stuff up or any of that stuff. And it's just when you look at the brawls, it's like you could literally go outside and see kids fighting, and that's exactly what you saw in the ring.
No, the kids look better.
Swinging wildly.
Kids look
the
better.
only people who knew what they were doing were the EMTs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's 100% true.
I know how to fix it.
100% true.
Oh shit! Give him an ice pack. Keep you all right.
Like, I wish I could be there to see Vince McMahon while he's watching what's going on in the Brawl for All, because like
he was probably laughing.
No, for sure he was. He's like, look at these fucking idiots.
Laughing until somebody got knocked out.
Yeah.
And then he's like, oh. Fuck.
Vince was probably laughing until he saw fucking Dr. Death get knocked the fuck out.
Yeah, that's probably.
And then he was just like, oh fuck. Like
I want to see this again. I want to Twitter makes me want to see this. The way
that's what I'm saying. If you guys, if it was to be done again, what would you guys do different?
Well, like I said, have a unified scoring method.
Yeah.
If you're gonna have people fight and swing at each other, make sure it's just a boxing match. If you're gonna have people do MMA style shit, make sure people understand that it's MMA style shit. No hits to the back of the head. Because, dude, if you saw a lot of those videos, everybody's getting rabbit punched in the back of the head.
Draws was like
Draws got
he called him a cocksucker. I'm like, oh my god, Draws.
It was like coming behind him, and he was what the fuck. Like it was pretty fucking bad. People were taking each other down in the middle of the sequence. Like it made no sense. People were shooting on each other. It was just like, guys, if you would have just left it to a regular fucking boxing match or whatever, it would have probably made a little bit more sense. You would have had people go train a little bit in boxing, come back, even if they were accomplished fighters. Like he said, Steve Blackman, fucking actual fighter.
Oh my god! Yeah,
I'm surprised he didn't go further.
He didn't make it past the first round.
Exactly, and that's what I'm saying. Because the thing is, you could be an actual fighter, but if somebody just gets that one lucky hit, that's it. Everybody has a puncher's chance, and that's the main thing.
Actually, Steve Blackman didn't make it past the first round. He just got injured, so that's how he lost. But he got injured from training.
And then Severin backed out.
Yeah, after he won, he said, "Fuck it, nah."
He didn't want it to destroy his reputation.
Yeah, y'all don't know what y'all doing. I'm not doing this.
So the people that actually backed out, at least early, got lucky for the most part, or that got injured earlier, got lucky for the most part. But that's my main thing, like to make it better or to have something like this, which we'll probably never ever have again.
Well, if it does happen, it'll have to be with.
It shouldn't. No, it shouldn't.
If it does happen, it'll have to be part of a crossover promotion with UFC or something.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Like counter take.
Yo, you forget Ziggler, All-American wrestler.
Yes. Wrestler. This is a lot of people don't understand.
That's what I'm saying. MMA.
It's an aspect of MMA.
No, I get it, but a lot of people were saying, "Oh, you know that Dr. Death was the 4-time NCAA champion, blah blah, whatever, this and that." Great, but when you get punched in the fucking face, your wrestling isn't gonna help you. Then it's not. Right. I'm sorry.
Unless you could kick
right on the chin, like under the fucking ear, or in the temple, you're done.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do? You can't shoot on them. Equilibrium's off. Like what are you?
What happens when it's a real fight, though?
That's what I'm saying. There's supposed to be real fights. That's what it was supposed to be. A real fight. Until we started meddling.
Wrestling obviously did absolutely nothing for him in that aspect. You know what I mean? Like, it did nothing for him. He got knocked the fuck out. Maybe the first couple rounds, he took people down, he fought them and whatever, and they got him through. Well, once he got those hands...
The judges didn't know. Speaking of getting those hands...
They honestly killed, like, the whole mid-card with that. Like, that's a mid-card worth of wrestlers right there. Honestly, they could have just had an IC tournament, a European title tournament, and they could have gotten stars from that too.
That was 16 wrestlers, right?
16.
I think, yeah.
That's a lot.
Yeah. It should have been kept to like 8.
Yeah.
8 of them, half of them got injured, which is fucking crazy. Or more than half, at least.
Or knocked the fuck out. Like, that fucks with you. Just
and then, like, if you think about it, something that Vince Russo said towards the end of the episode, he was just like, if we knew back then what we know now about CTE, concussions, and all that shit, like, I'm pretty sure they were wrestling the next fucking day. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you got knocked out to the point where your fucking head hit, and then you, like, got whiplash on top of that, all that shit. Like, it's... Obviously, he said he was like, I wouldn't do it today, obviously, with everything that we know. But, I mean...
That shit was looking like $1 Million Baby.
It did, and that's the crazy thing. Like, I was like,
I didn't want to laugh, but yes, it does.
No, for real, because if it just hit, if it didn't hit the rope and it hit the turnbuckle, they would be fucked. Like, and it just reminded me of that and the episode in Sunny, It's Always Sunny, where fucking Frank punches the shit out of his daughter or some shit, and like he goes, oh shit, and just runs off at the end. Like, I was just like, damn, yo. But no, yeah, every time I saw somebody get knocked the fuck out, and the way they just felt, like you said, fucking JBL was fucking, his legs were twitching as to how hard he got knocked the fuck out.
Right.
Like, and if he would have hit him any harder in a certain spot with maybe even like lesser gloves or more pressure, like on the actual hit, you could kill the motherfucker with a punch if you punch him in the right spot hard enough at the right angle.
So with this shit, how does Russo still get work? Like, that's the crazy thing. He went from that, a couple of months later he goes to WCW.
Crazy begets crazy.
Yeah, and then after that he even goes to TNA. Like, I don't understand how they, not that he shouldn't work anymore, but to an extent he shouldn't get, it shouldn't be that often. And it should still be to a certain level where you're not going to be a television, you're not going to be a character.
Well,
because everywhere he went,
crazy, bro.
Yeah, this is true.
Look at Eric Bischoff. He was like, oh shit, they don't want him? Bet. Come through.
And desperate.
That too.
Yeah, desperate and crazy. So yeah, I give him that. I just really wish Steve Blackman would have went further. I wish Hawk didn't get injured and he could have. I know he could have went further. Like,
I would have loved it if Ken Shamrock was in it.
Ken Shamrock would have killed everybody.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, that they chased the wrong storyline. You know,
It
could have had
was
Ken Shamrock in it with Dan Severn already in it. Put them on opposite ends. Then, you know, if they want to meddle like the way they did, you work for these real fighters to meet, because the whole point was to have that big event at WrestleMania, right?
Yeah. Well, no, that's what they ended up doing. It was supposed to be a title match with Austin, but they just
let's talk about that real quick. Then.
Yeah, that's what it was supposed to be.
So The Rock was the champion at the time.
So the winner, I don't think it was even supposed to be a title match, but the winner was supposed to have a program with a main event star, which was supposed to be Stone Cold. Because I think because it was supposed to be Dr. Death, and he got knocked the fuck out and pretty much just ousted after that. The whole thing was because they didn't have that angle anymore. You know, Vince, as soon as something goes wrong, he changes everything up. He probably made Austin lose the title, give it to The Rock. Yeah. And because that Bart Gunn Austin thing doesn't really matter anymore because of the fact that he doesn't have the title, bring in fucking Butterbean.
I'm not saying yes to that. If he's gonna,
I would have said no. I'd have been like, no, sorry.
If I'm Bart Gunn, I'm saying let me have a fight with someone else and have him escort me. Have him be in my corner. Fuck you. I'm not fighting him. I'm not trained. I know a little bit, but I'm not fighting.
They put him through like 6 weeks of training.
I will say
12.
That's not enough.
It's not enough to fight.
That's 12 is not even enough. I need more.
Champion?
Heavyweight
champion.
Super heavyweight champion on top of that.
Regular heavyweight. Tevin looks small.
Yeah. Dude. And like even
I heard that he's out there looking for Jim Cornette. He called him a fucking baked potato with arms and legs.
But what about what Jim Ross said?
What was it that he said?
He's like
he was a potato with arms and legs.
He was like, he's stocky, really wide.
Yeah,
like an appliance.
Honestly, it's the if you see his matches, like he was never a good boxer, but the shit is, if he caught you,
it's like you said, it's that one.
That was it. Yeah. And the thing was, he had the power.
All of them.
He needed was that one punch.
Yeah, all he needed was one punch to like either knock you out or begin to knock you out on your feet.
He's like Kimbo. He's the white Kimbo of that time.
Rest in peace, Kimbo.
Oh yeah, rest in peace.
Those are good videos. He knocked those poor bastards.
Oh my God, he was slapping niggas and knocking.
Can we go back to the
out? Like, it was crazy.
Can we go back to the whole Dr. Death Stone Cold program?
Yeah.
So if that would have been WrestleMania 15, right? Because that was the next WrestleMania. It would have been what, like Undertaker, Rock, possibly, instead of Undertaker, Bossman.
Maybe.
I can see that.
Because I'm thinking about like all the possible scenarios we could have had instead of what we had.
I didn't even look at that card.
Possibly. It's possible.
The card was pretty good.
It was a good card. Unfortunately for Bart Gunn, it wasn't a good ending.
Thank God for Brawl For All, because we wouldn't have had Stone Cold and Rock.
That's true too. That's true. Luckily they weren't part of that shit.
Out of it.
Yeah.
But the thing is, it's just like you have to feel bad for Bart Gunn because like he just did what he had to do and ended up getting fucked royally.
He also did not defend himself either. Like he could, like that would have been, even when they gave him those bullshit golden colored gloves. He should have cut it should have been a good fucking promo right there. That would have made him undeniable. Kind of like the 316. Like that was not planned. It was just something that happened. So he could have. Exactly. It's about playing your part sometimes, and I get that, but sometimes you have to take that chance. He didn't take that chance. Don't sit at home. If you're gonna sit at home, reach out. Let them know. Like, listen.
We'll try to develop your character.
It's something you have to. Like, that's one thing that we're all in the quarantine right now. So I'm sure that's what a lot of the wrestlers are doing right now. They may not be posting it, but that's one thing that they should definitely be doing. They should be working on their promos, whether it's using TikTok or not.
They should. The thing is, so the funny thing is to me about that, the whole match with Butterbean. The funny thing is, Butterbean said it himself. He was like, if he had just fought, like he fought throughout the Brawl for All, like actually just fighting instead of trying to box, he would have had a chance. Yeah, because one punch lands, it could make the whole difference, like you said. But the fact that he went through a whole training camp to try to box him and just got annihilated in the same way that not only Bart Gunn got annihilated, but other heavyweight boxers got annihilated the same way. He was like, and that's the thing, like he completely said it, like had he just fought me regularly like he would have had a greater chance to actually, not knock me out per se, but he would have had a 50-50 chance to at least do something. And unfortunately, didn't happen. Like
should have.
Yeah. Definitely should have.
He just didn't have confidence in himself.
What'd you say?
I just think he didn't have confidence in himself, man. Because you can still box him. You just have to.
What happens when you sit at home?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You have a job, but your job is not calling you. You're a contractor. They don't need you. They should want you. You need them more because you can't go anywhere else. You're locked in a contract. Do something about it. You're home. You're getting antsy. Do something about it. Like now, that's all you can do is like even if it's not like the quarantine moment, you're sitting at home. Send out some promos.
He could have been like, yo, like, could have called Vince, be like, yo, I want to attack the IC champ or attack the European champ. Come up.
But the problem is, the problem with that is like, regardless of him doing that or saying that or whatever, he was already in the fucking doghouse. Nothing was gonna happen. Like he said, like
he did have heat on him.
That's exactly why that
he had
promo
crazy amounts of heat.
Yeah.
But the thing was, he wasn't going to because he thought shit would like mellow down. Because if he would have cut a promo like that, there would have been more fucking heat, and then he would have been out way quicker. So like, you're fucked if you do, and you're fucked if you don't.
I don't think so because you got to think about it. Also, like he won this bullshit tournament, and then he cuts a great promo. You're not gonna let him.
He was good at promos, though.
I'm not saying. I'm saying if he would have cut a great promo. So he cut a promo that was scathing or that it struck a nerve with certain people or someone.
They didn't have pipe bombers back then, bro.
And you're gonna utilize that. It's the Monday Night Wars. What are you gonna do?
They didn't have pipe bombers. They only had a couple of them like that. They didn't have that. A lot of people didn't have that mentality back then. I'm
just saying the possibility of it happened. If that would have happened, because it should have happened, you got to remember, it's competition now. It's not just WWE. It's competition now. Like, what else are you gonna do? You have to do something. You're not just gonna like WWE is not just gonna WWF at the time is not just gonna let you go. They're worried about the competition.
At the same time, for some reason, the higher-ups are holding Bart Gunn responsible. Nothing he would have done would have helped, unfortunately. Okay. You have to look at it that way. You could say, he could have done this, he could have done that, he could have done this, he could have went to Vince's face and slapped the shit out of him. In reality, it wasn't going to help him. Maybe if he went up to Vince and slapped him, like, sometimes Vince reacts to that type of shit, like, oh, word, you got those type of balls, maybe it would have helped him. Or maybe if he would have just confronted Vince about it, like, yo, stop being a bitch, talk to me about it. Why are you trying to fuck me over? If he would have stepped up to him, maybe. Sometimes he responds to that. Like,
are we talking about what events are we talking about? Russo or McMahon?
Not that bitch ass Russo.
Yeah, okay. Just making sure.
That would have been perfect for the Attitude Era too.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It would have made sense. But did Bart do any of that? No. At the end of the day, it's Bart's fault.
Exactly. It really is. Based on it being your career, it is his fault. That's it.
Because he was like, oh yeah, let me just say yes to go fighting Butterbean. Who the fuck says yes to that?
Wrong with you? Yeah. And then
he was like, oh yeah, I thought I could knock him out.
Desperate guys do desperate things.
Definitely true.
He said definitely himself, true. He was sitting at home for how many months? They didn't do anything with him?
Since August.
You know how much program he could have had?
You could have at least two decent storylines to build up towards like a good Mania story.
All you got to do is introduce one.
Yeah.
All you gotta do is give a couple of pictures. If you
but that's the thing, they weren't fucking with him. They weren't fucking with him. Period. Since he knocked out the homeboy.
All you have to do is reach out. Keep trying. Fuck it. Where we gonna be at? Where we supposed to be?
How do you know for a month straight he didn't? How do you know for 2 months straight he didn't? Then after a while, or how do you know for all those months he didn't? You don't have to fucking say anything. He doesn't have to put everything out there.
Oh, of course not. You don't have to put 100% of the story out, but certain things matter. It didn't sound like he even did that. He just said he sat at home.
Dude, he got blackballed just for knocking somebody out. That's literally it.
And
there's nothing around that.
And I get that, but at least show that you want to be there. Like you have to work through the blackballing.
But you have to understand at the same time, maybe he was like, all right, if they don't want to fuck with me, I won't fuck with them. That's his own fault too. That's his thinking right there too. If that's what happened. So
back to being his fault. Either way, we're still agreeing and disagreeing on what he should have done and could have done and what we would have done. I do want to talk about draws a little bit because, goddamn,
that's fucked up.
Yeah.
Puke, yes, puke. Like it's fucking crazy. That's why I don't
call accident, man.
Yes, very much a freak accident. That's why I've never called wrestling fake. And I'm like, before anything, I'll call it synchronized fucking
choreographed. Yeah.
Yeah, synchronized, choreographed. It is what it is. Say that again, Tev?
Synchronized fighting.
That's all it is. Like everyone's getting hit. You're not always getting hit with a fist, but a slip up, you're gonna get punched in the mouth. A slip up.
Even the way D'Lo described it and the way Puke described it, like it just sounded wrong overall. Like I still was trying to picture in my head, like how exactly did you fall that you broke your fucking neck that way on a regular powerbomb?
Like he stepped on his pants. He had like very
shirt he was wearing.
Yeah, he said shirt. He said shirt. But I don't. That's the thing that confuses me. Even like in the wrestling games, and what I remember him wrestling in was like very baggy shorts.
Yeah, he kind of had that grunge look to him too.
I wonder what the thing is like when you powerbomb somebody
off the top rope.
You usually have them. Was it from the top rope?
Yeah.
Is that what he said? No, I don't think it was. It was a regular ass fucking powerbomb, dude.
I thought it was off the top rope. That's what it sounded like.
Nah. He just had him in a regular powerbomb. Fucking, he was supposed to hoist him up, but he said when he hoisted him up to do it, something happened that he just fucking fell on his fucking neck and broke his fucking neck. Which I'm still trying to piece it together as to like the way to describe it, how it happened. But I'm just like, a lot of that doesn't, because neither one knows how it happened. Because when they talked about it, it's like, I don't know what happened. He doesn't know what happened. He's not blaming me. I'm not blaming him. Like, that's the crazy thing. Like, I don't want to see it.
Any accountability for it.
Yeah,
or it's just like one of those things. Like, how the fuck did that happen when it shouldn't?
Oh, okay. So this is what actually happened. Remember, D'Lo used to do the running power bombs from one corner to the other corner, right?
Mm-hmm.
The buckle bomb?
No,
it
was a regular. It was a running power bomb. He would be in one corner, lift him up for a power bomb, run, and I guess he was trying to run while he was still like in a power driver position, and he fell. But he must have got. I don't know. Like it looks very confusing from what I see in the pictures because it doesn't make any sense for the shirt because the shirt is mesh. It's like, remember what Edge and Christian used to wear, the mesh?
Yeah.
Like that's what it is. It's just long sleeve.
There's no video online?
I don't think so.
Got rid of it.
Yeah, I would not want to see that anyway. So like, but it's some fucked up shit though. Like that, and I agree with one thing of Jim Cornette getting upset when people call that shit fake because of the fact that like you said, people get hurt. People tear their fucking rotator cuffs. People fucking tear their labrums. Their whole fucking triceps or biceps come off their fucking bones. Like,
yeah.
It's not it's not easy shit to deal with. Like you tear your whole fucking quad off of your fucking bone. Like it's shit like that when everybody's like, oh, it's fake. I'm like, to an extent, guys. Like,
first thing when someone says that, I tell them go watch Mankind and Undertaker on King of the Ring.
I don't even say that. I just ask them, why don't you do it? Why don't you do it if it's fake?
Yeah, if it's fake, get suplexed in the ring right now. Like,
no, not even in the ring, on the motherfucking floor. If it's that fake, do it on the floor. Let me do that to you right now.
Or let me just fucking hit you with a chop across the fucking, across the chest.
Yeah, like.
On top of that, they got to stay well conditioned for the better part of the year too.
Yep.
Yeah, like these are year-round athletes. There's no breaks. Your break is if you're injured or if you don't want to be a top star.
Yeah.
That's what it comes down to.
Yep.
But that was a crazy freak accident. I'm kind of happy they spoke about it. I'm kind of surprised it's not an episode in itself, but it's. I don't think there's much to build around that because it's just
the episode within the episode.
Yeah.
Pretty much. Yeah. Yeah.
There's really not much to dive into it. I think it's
kind of like all the fallout of it,
Yeah.
What happened since then? Droz got injured. How he got injured? He just happened to be a participant in the. What is it, bro?
Crazy. Oh man, that was
a dope team he had with him and Prince Albert.
I forgot about that with Albert and Droz.
They were supposed to be like these what was it, like these not tattoo artists, but like they do
metalheads kind of.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And they did like piercings and stuff.
Yeah, because this is before Albert had all the crazy tattoos on his arms when he was just super hairy and disgusting looking. That was the gimmick. It's the 90s. You have mad hair, a couple of piercings. You're weird looking. So
true. Yep. What does everybody think of the Jimmy Snuka episode coming up?
Oh man, I'm waiting for it.
That's gonna be. I'm telling you, if you have not listened to the fucking podcast episode of
Well, listen,
Prime
we don't
Sports.
know them. We just listened to them. Come on, man.
I'm saying if you haven't listened to their shit, listen to that episode. It's fucking crazy. Listen to that episode. It outlines a lot of shit that you're probably going to hear or miss because obviously a lot of things like. What one thing got me upset was like, when they showed Rikishi, he was like, I didn't know him to be like that. I'm just like, bro, like, come on, Rikishi. Like, I don't want to hear you say some shit when you know it's not true. But like, it's just gonna be an interesting ass episode because.
What do you find this Crime Sports episode?
That too.
What happened?
Where can we find this Crime Sports episode?
It's on iTunes and shit or any major.
Spotify.
It's like one of their first 10 or 15 episodes or something like that. But it's about Jimmy Snuka. Like it's in the title and shit. I forgot what the name of it was, but I'm very, very, very interested in that episode for sure because I want to see what Vice is able to dig up from that.
I want to know
because they usually do a really good job doing that. What'd you say?
I want to know who they're going to be talking to.
Yeah, that's the thing. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure Tamina's gonna be on it at one point. Maybe.
I doubt it.
I doubt anybody from
WWE
and the family is gonna be on there.
Nobody that signed to WWE has been on it.
Ever. Even last, like Legend has, but no one else. I wish
anybody who was still associated with WWE has not been on it.
Yeah, I wish we would have got Kevin Kelly on this episode, even though he signed to New Japan, but. Whatever happens, I guess. All right, so
I know we have to a little bit.
Is there anything else that we have to talk about?
I think we pretty much got everything out, honestly speaking.
I know you. I know you think that.
I know you did because you're both drifting off to random bullshit at this point. So clearly, there's nothing else to talk about in regards to.
I know what I'm watching now. I know what I'm watching. I need a match to go back to. I got to watch. Maybe not matches, but I know I'm going back to those promos of Austin and Pillman.
They were good promos.
Yeah,
they were awesome promos.
Great, awesome promos. Yeah. So listen, you want us to be over and done with? You have to end it. Give us the outro,
motherfucker. That's you. That's you. You're always interrupting me. Go ahead.
What else do you want to talk about, guys?
I'll end it right now. I just stopped the recording. That's fine.
Give us the outro.
Go ahead.
All right, so this is the end of episode number 3 of our review of Dark Side of the Ring.
Are you grinding over there, motherfucker? Is that what you're doing? I just hear. Is that what you're doing, E?
No, I'm packing my cigarette.
Oh.
I didn't know you could see that low.
No, I can't see that low. I just heard, like, it sounded like you were grinding. My bad. Continue. Sir, continue.
I don't want to continue. So yeah, like I said, it's not last episode. This is the end of the episode. Follow us on Post and Chokes. Exactly. Exactly. I'm just a Twitter guy.
Okay, you can follow us on Twitter at Post and Chokes. Myself at _ Mr. Alex 75 _ the asshole that can't finish a fucking outro at NU _ KEWLA. Kevin on Twitter at Anomalous Fringe, on Instagram at Anomalous _ Enigma, and this asshole that's I thought was grinding and shit, Little E at World of Bando on Twitter, and I don't remember his Instagram. But yeah,
he doesn't know what he
is. I know he doesn't. You guys listen to us on iTunes, Spotify, Google Play, Stitcher, and Transistor FM. And yeah, with that being said, thanks again for watching. And
you guys are amazing.
And thanks again, guys, for being with us. And please tip your people if you're ordering stuff online. But yeah,
I always do.
Good.
Wow.
You're an asshole.
Going to hell.
I tip.
Thanks again for watching. Peace out, guys.